Hello, and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 65 Chew review. So we will be taking a look at a plug, one that until this last shipment arrived from Mississippi Rebel, I had never seen in person. It is Taylor's Pride, as in the Taylor's Pride from American Snuff Company. It is Taylor's Pride plug. Comes in a smaller plug bag instead of the cellophane for reference to a regular 3-ounce loose leaf chew bag. It is a much smaller bag, all right? Other brands that come in a pouch like this bag are the Redman plug, Levi Garrett plug, all right? Basically, everything else, to the best of my knowledge, comes wrapped in the cellophane. So taking a look at this bag, it is basically the same on both sides. The one side has a fold over. Now, this will not have a ziplock. It will have a bunch of glue buttons across the top in line with basically every other American Snuff Company chewing tobacco product. But in their defense, the Redman from Pinkerton plug bag also does not come with a ziplock. All right, it's just glue dots as well. So you'll have a number of them across, and then there is a switchback multiple fold on the bag. The bag is silver. It is like tinfoil silver. Warning label in white. Now, if you are looking at the non-fold side, there is a date code punched in, looking at it on the right. Okay? Right there. I do not know what the one means, and I'm having a hard time even reading what it says. They have it punched well enough, but because of the reflective nature of the packaging, it's near impossible to make out what it is saying. As for this plug, usually I do not do this with plugs as much as I do with loose leaf, but this thing feels very supple, so I'm not really worried about it. So both sides basically the same. And then on the bottom, you have the barcode, the American Snuff Company branding, okay? That it is manufactured by American Snuff Company, which is headquartered out of Memphis, Tennessee. That sale is only allowed in the United States. Underage sale is prohibited. And then over here, where is it over on this one? I can't even tell. I can't even tell with it in front of me. It's in the creases up here. Not that thing what you're seeing there. It's actually in here. So light that I don't even, it's almost like they're trying to hide it, but really, as far as chewing tobacco goes, it's not that bad. It's a little bit less than Redman. It is 61% domestic tobacco and 39% imported, which when it comes to chews is not a bad number at all. Why they have it hidden, I don't think it's even registering on this camera. You might be able to see a tiny little bit of it right there. It's almost like they were hiding it, but I don't know why they would be. So, let's open it up. Alright, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Maybe that's 6 and I'm just mistaking a fold for the 7th. Okay, it's a fairly regular original chew smell coming off the bag. To tell you the truth, after doing 65 of these reviews, and a lot of them being originals, it doesn't even register to me as raisins anymore. It really doesn't. I have to remind myself that people think this smells like raisins. You can tell the product's sweetened. It is sweetened in the vein of an original, like a Redman original or the Taylor's Pride product, which is also an original. There looks like there was some sort of paper on this, but it looks like the paper is sticking to the inside of the foil bag, which is fine because I was going to remove it to show you the plug anyway. Wow, this is... Okay, so that's what you're looking at. The paper is still in there, if you can see that. It is blonde and dark. It is in really good shape condition-wise. I don't want to make a mess of my desk, so I'm not going to... Well, what the hell. Yeah, it's in really good shape. In fact, it might be in a little bit too good of shape. It almost wants to start coming apart. There are a lot of blonde highlights. There are a lot of really dark pieces, though, too. That's what you're looking at on the cut. Now, these are not moist, like wet moist. Like, it's not going to leave anything on my fingers. That said, my fingers feel sticky, all right? It's sort of tacky to the touch, and even after you've touched it, there's a little stick in between your fingers. So I am going to probably pull off more than I need. I'm going to throw this in, and then I'm going to hit the pause button, and I'll be back in a minute. Ah. And I am back. It's good. You know, it's an original chew flavor-wise in plug format. Now, the packaging is a big plus with this. All right, big plus. That is the bag, having it in a bag. I wish more of these plugs came like this. Unfortunately, this, the Redman, and the Levi Garrett would seem to be the only ones, at least that I can think of at the moment. The reason I say that is because with the cellophane wrapped packages, where it's just a plug and basically clear cellophane, look back at some of the other plug reviews on this playlist. Bull of the Woods would be probably the most recent. There's no way really to open that packaging. The ideal would be to open one end and slide the plug up and down. The problem with that is if the plug is in good shape as it's supposed to be, it's tacky enough you can't slide it back in. So basically you have to rip it down the long back seam of it, and then the packaging's no good. Now you're sitting with a somewhat sticky, tacky block that's falling apart because you've ripped a piece off of it. And what do? Like, I've put them in Ziploc bags before. I've put them in pipe container tins. Here's the deal with plugs up. And the reason why I'm saying they fall apart once you tear into them. It's like, imagine loose leaf chew, fine cut. The tobacco is literally smaller pieces. It's little sort of like discs of tobacco instead of long and stringy. In the mouth, after a little while, when it starts getting real soft, if you keep it in too long, you will actually have a problem getting it out of your mouth cleanly. I have stuff coming off it right now in my mouth over my gums. It's nothing against this product. That's just the way plug tobacco is. It's smaller pieces of loose leaf that have been pressed. And once they start getting soft and chewed on a little bit, like to get them into place, and they start breaking down. So that just comes with using a plug. It's nothing against this product or any other product. It's just the nature of the product. So this one's good. It's going to have chew levels of nicotine. I'm going to say they're probably going to be trending middle ground to higher. Not that any chew, even high level, is a lot of nicotine. So don't lose your can of Grizzly or whatever you have. Plus on the packaging, having it in a bag is helpful. It's something that you can get the plug out of and put the plug back into without destroying it, the packaging itself. So that is a plus. Flavor of this, it's an original. It's an original, it's probably, I haven't had it recently, it's probably pretty darn close to the Taylor's Pride loose leaf. That said, because Taylor's Pride loose leaf is a loose leaf from American Snuff, this actually presents in the mouth or feels like it actually has more moisture than most Taylor's Pride loose leaves that I've ever had. As far as in the mouth, it's fairly firm at first. You do have to chew on it a little bit to get it into a workable format in your cheek. All right. But right now, it's staying fairly firm. There are some, I guess, floaters coming off it. Again, it's what happens with plug. Now, originally plug, this is one plug. Some companies like Pinkerton call it one cut. So if this was the length of plug, this would have been cut out of a long formation of it, okay? The cuttings of these formations originally were the scraps, were then turned in and made to be loose leaf. Loose leaf was actually originally a byproduct of plugs. The reason for plugs originally was that they were in a convenient format to carry with you in a time where, horse travel, long rides, middle of nowhere type deal. It was an easy way to carry your tobacco and use it. Okay? Because really, and why, part of the reason why this was so popular in like the American West and whatnot during the westward expansion was because there were no lighters yet. Matches weren't like safety matches today. I mean, smoking was an issue just because of the fire aspect. All right? So this was a convenient format that could be carried with the person. And as far as a modern tense, this is fairly convenient because they have it in a bag and not that cellophane. All in all, good showing from American Stuff Company on this. I believe this product and the Taylor's Pride loose leaf are still made in the Taylor Brothers factory in North Carolina, might be South Carolina, I'm not really sure, but I'm not sure what state. But that factory was updated when Taylor Brothers decades ago got bought out by the entity that is now American Snuff. They took over the Taylor Brothers factory. It has been updated. It is still in production. I believe this is made there. I also believe the loose leaf variant is as well. So, good showing from them with this, as I thought it would be. I'm happy, or more happy with it, that the moisture level seems to be more to my liking. So, all in all, it's a good deal. If you see, the problem with this is nobody can ever find it. Most people don't even really know that it exists. So, and that's in general a problem with American Snuff chewing tobaccos. Everybody knows Levi Garrett, and knowledge about chewing tobacco products from American Snuff sort of stops there. People have heard of Taylor's Pride, some have heard of Morgan's, but really Levi Garrett, and then everybody sort of loses interest after that and moves on to the next thing. Anyway, this has been the review of Taylor's Pride plug in the silver plug bag, smaller bag. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy. I do hope you are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.